All right, so there's this politician in Sweden named Diana Jardarian. And notice I said politician in Sweden, not a Swedish politician. I'll post her picture. She's not Swedish, she's like an Arab. And yeah, there's a difference. I mean, that's a huge problem in Sweden with immigration, the native people. It's basically like a genocide. It's ground zero for that. It's horrible. Anyway, she created this big stir because she posted a David Duke video on her Facebook. Something about, I don't know, Jews. Surprise! David Duke talks about Jews. And she agreed with it, and there's a big controversy because they're like, well, he's like a racist, a white nationalist, and she's like, I had no idea. And I don't blame her, and I'm not against David Duke, but if you look at his videos for the past couple of years, you would never get the idea he's pro-white. Yeah, he doesn't like Jews, or Zionism, I guess you need to say, to get around the censors. But neither does Louis Farrakhan, right? He doesn't like Jews, but does that make him pro-white? I don't think so. I think there's this whole issue that I'm not part of any movement. I'm just a guy with a camera, so don't get it wrong. And I tell people, don't follow me, think for yourselves. But one thing I do want to tell you guys, and this is in your personal life, and I never tolerate it with my kids, but don't be a whiny bitch and blame others. And I know I'm not going to make a lot of money, and I'm not going to be popular, because what people want to hear is that every fuck up in their life is not because of them, it's because of the Jews, or if you're a black person, it's because of white privilege, or if you're a girl, it's because of the patriarchy. Well, I'm here to tell you something you probably don't want to hear, but it's the truth. If your life is fucked up, it's probably because of you. And I know I won't make a lot of money telling people that, but that's not my goal. I just wanted to be the truth on my videos, and that's the truth. You're more responsible than anything. It doesn't mean there's not obstacles, but you got to get over it, and you just can't blame other people. That's just such a defeatist type of attitude. And because I want to be successful in life, and I've been successful in life, and one of the ways I've done it is I've looked at people who have done things, and so they see a problem and they fix it, and they don't allow people to say, oh, you can't do that because, you know, that's never been done that way. I've seen that in technology. I've worked with guys, and we ignored them, and we did it, and we were very successful. And that's the way you need to be. So if we have an issue, let's say with our people, then what we need to do is like, well, how do we fix it? You know, if we want nationalism, self-determination, how do we go about it? Do we just say, well, there's just no hope because you know who's going to stop us? What is that? That is just such a defeatist attitude. And you take someone like Tim Wise or David Duke, I'm not really sure the difference. I mean, they both are, you know, they both complain about racism. David Duke does in Israel, and Tim Wise everywhere else. And they all blame a boogeyman. In David Duke is Zionism or the Jews, and in Tim Wise it's whites, or he calls it white privilege. And it sells because you can say it's never your fault, it's always because of Zionist or white privilege is holding the black man down. And it's not really true. I mean, if we're going to be successful on a political basis or even an individual basis, you just have to take responsibility for your own actions. Talk to you guys later.